Hey everybody, this is Arlene Corcoran with the Belly Studio. Welcome to Essential Core. We're going to do about 15 minutes of core work today. I'm going to teach you some basic work it is fundamental to actually getting the core and getting it done right. The core is made up of your abdominals. Everybody seems to know that. However, it's also considered part of the same mechanism, the internal forces that create the core. Are also your pelvic floor, your diaphragm, and your multifidi, which are little muscles that lace up the spine. So all those create essentially an egg shape of strength and stability within our abdominal cavity. And we all kind of know inherently that the vertical axis of an egg is very strong. And in some ways, that's exactly what a full working core will give you. So, with that in mind, we're going to identify some of those core mechanisms. So if you lie on your stomach, we're going to do a few identifying movements so that you know what your core really is and if it's working. So, we're all familiar with the six-pack muscle, the rectus abdominis. And so, in order to identify that versus the other abdominal muscles, the internal, external obliques, left and right, and the deep transversus abdominis, left and right. So, I call this the vortex. All you're going to do, you're going to watch out you don't accidentally recruit other muscles, is you're just going to pull your belly button up to the ceiling. Okay, that's working your obliques and your transversus abdominis. Again, I like to do these things on the exhale. Pull that belly button up. And you can feel that the sides of your belly have lifted. Let it go and relax. And on your next exhale, pull that belly button up. Don't tense your shoulders, just your belly. So you can feel your chest on the mat, you can feel your pubic bone, you can feel the top of your feet on the floor. One last time, I call it the vortex. You're just pulling that belly button straight up toward the ceiling. So this other one I'd like to do off the mat because it's a little harder on the mat because it's sticky. This is called inchworm. I have no idea where I learned it. I've been doing Pilates since 1993 and I can't remember where I learned everything. But in this one, you're going to pull your pubic bone and your sternum, your breastbone, towards each other, and your low back will rise up in the process. That's your rectus abdominis, the six-pack muscle. Relax. And then again, you'll see your low back rounds up a bit as you pull your sternum and your pubic bone towards each other. And then one more time. And I think a woman named Casey Marie Hurt taught me this years ago, but I can't quite remember. I think she learned it from Marie-Josée Blum, but I'm not sure. So what you're going to do is, the only thing you're going to do is press the tops of your feet into the floor. And if you pay attention, you're going to feel a little slight kind of quickening or change in your lower spine from the sacrum up through the lumbar. That's a multifidus feeling. And then again, pressing that upper dorsal aspect, the top of your foot into the floor, you're going to feel a big quickening or tightening around the lower spine. And let it go. And as you press down the tops of the feet, often your knees will pick up, yeah? And again, I'm feeling that feeling up the lower part of my spine. So, those are some basic muscles that actually are involved with the whole core. The full core, I like to call it. So now we're going to work a couple of those. So you can build your core strength with maximum awareness and train your body and brain to do the right way core every time. So you're flat on your back now. Everything's relaxing. Just feel the whole back of your body into the mat. Feet on the mat. Sacrum on the mat. Back on the mat. Palms facing up to allow your shoulders to fall a little bit more back. So we're going to fire up that rectus abdominis, that six-pack muscle, so you can identify it when we get into more difficult core exercises. On your exhale, pulling that belly button in, and just lifting your head. Try not to let your shoulders activate. You're just strengthening the front of your throat. You're going to hold that chin down and lower the head slowly with the chin lowered. It's very hard to do. Take some practice. You're going to feel your rectus working as you slowly lower this. It's quite challenging in the beginning not to activate the shoulders and anything else, actually. When we do unfamiliar movements or try to do movements that we're weak in, often other parts of the body will try to help us, typically the shoulders. So again, on your next exhale, lower your chin before you pick your head up. Holding that chin down the whole time. You can use your finger because you're going to want to tip your head back like this, and you're going to get out of your core and loosen. You're going to tighten the back of your neck. So go ahead and hold that chin down if you need to. Slowly bring the head back to the mat. So over time as well, strengthening the front of the neck is going to help you get out of the back of the neck and the shoulders. And it helps, it's corrective for some of that forward head, forward shoulder pattern that we all see. And this time we're going to change this up. We're going to add a chest lift or lower with it. So on your next exhale, lower that chin. Bring the head up, and now you're going to actually bring the back of the shoulders up and try to keep them juicy and relaxed. If you need to, you can bring those up to give the shoulders something to do. You're staying in a curl here. And then again, slowly bring the ribs down and the back of the head and then the shoulders. And one more time. On the exhale, lower the chin, lift the head. And go ahead and drop the front of the ribs and come up into that curl. Now if you want to make that a little more difficult, you're in full core right here. You can bring one leg up and then the other. If you need to hold the back of your head so you don't strain in your neck, go ahead. Hold that head weight. And you can put a ball between the knees. This is also quite exhausting if you keep doing it. Then you can add some rotation to capture some of the obliques and the deep transverses. Keep that abdominal engagement because otherwise you will load in your lumbar spine. And then again, bring one foot down first, second foot down, keeping the chin lowered. If you need to support your head weight, go ahead and do it. So that's some warm-up core, some basics, so that you can recognize if you're using the right core musculature or not. A little bit of basic core, and we're going to finish with a ball. Simple core. If you have an oov, it's a little better on the oov. You basically put this in your lower back, just below the waistline. Now, that in itself is a lot of core engagement. If you want to make it harder, lift the arms up, but don't jack your shoulders, and slowly rotate left and right, pulling that belly in the whole time. I like to do a little percussive breath to engage the diaphragm with the abdominals. And then good. So that's a quick little bit of core workout. Some of the basics. We'll do another video on some more advanced core soon. Thanks for coming.